first step we're going to want to do to solve this equation is to square both sides. And that's so that we get rid of that radical. By doing that, we would get b squared on the left and 2b squared minus 64 on the right. Next thing I'm going to do is subtract b squared from both sides. Just like that. So that's going to cancel out. And we would just have 0 left over there. And 2b squared minus b squared is b squared. Next, we can add 64 to both sides of the equation. And we would get that 64 equals b squared. And finally, we would square root both sides to get that b could equal both positive and negative 8, since that's the square root of 64. Now, because we had to square root to get to our solution in this equation, we do need to check that both of them are valid and not extraneous. So let's go ahead and test that out. Let's start with positive 8. So what I'm doing is I'm rewriting the original equation, but I'm replacing b with the value of 8. And we're going to see if it holds up, if it's in fact true. Okay, so on the right-hand side here, if we simplify this, 8 squared 64 times 2 is 128. 128 minus 64 is 64. Okay, and that is in fact true. 8 equals 8, so that checks out. Next, let's test out negative 8. I'm kind of running out of space here. I think I might just zoom in over here. All right, so now we're replacing b with negative 8, so we'll see. We've got negative 8 equals, and then the equation was 2b squared, so 2 times negative 8 squared minus 64. Okay, so here on the right-hand side, we're going to have 2 times 64, which is 128 minus 64. So we actually get the same thing on the right-hand side. We get 8. But since we were hoping for negative 8, that shows that our solution of negative 8 is actually an extraneous solution. So that means our actual answer is that b is only equal to positive 8. So that matches option number 2. All right, that's all for this video, and thanks for visiting JD's Preparation.